Welcome to the Tenaciously Resolute podcast. And welcome back to another episode of the Tenaciously Resolute podcast. I'm your girl Carice, and it's so lovely to be back here another week. This week we're here chatting with two lovely young women, Miss Akayla Springer and Mrs. Tinisha Cupid. And they are here representing the Shades of Lupus Foundation. Hi guys, and welcome to the podcast.
How are you?
Hey, I am good. Nice to have you all.
It's good to be here.
Yeah, of course. You know, guys, lupus is a disease that is not really talked about, and it's not a congenital disease or anything like that. It is an autoimmune disease. So this evening, we'll talk about these type of things, autoimmune diseases, how it can look, and how does it actually impact the daily lives of regular people just like you and I. So, Akayla and Tinisha, welcome.
Thanks for having us.
All right, so both of you are here representing this organization. What's your experiences with lupus?
Well, I was diagnosed with lupus in the year 2022. Mm-hmm. Right, so we call ourselves lupus warriors. Yes, okay. So that is the term. So, yes, when you see us, we are not patients, we are lupus warriors.
All right, so we are fighting this thing.
Correct.
All right, okay, I like the disposition.
There we go. Right, so where we stand with lupus, well, we are both lupus warriors, and we would have teamed up because we saw a need on the island. And we want to share knowledge about what is lupus, and yeah, that's pretty much what it is about. We want to advocate for lupus warriors like ourselves and let persons know that, hey, there are lupus warriors that live among you, and you can show empathy. And also, it will be very important for persons to know that, listen, lupus persons are around you, and these are some of the signs also that you can look for.
All right, so Akayla, tell me about your experience with lupus. When did you start experiencing this thing, and is it something lifelong?
It is lifelong. I have started experiencing symptoms in 2018 when I was pregnant with my second child. I had low blood counts, so I had anemia, and they couldn't figure out why I was anemic. So I had to do a little bone marrow test where they actually drill into your bone. Yeah, to test to see the bone marrow was actually producing the blood cells properly. So that came up positive. And then I was referred to the rheumatology clinic.
Positive meaning?
That it was producing properly, but it still was giving me anemia. So we wasn't sure why. So then I had to go to the rheumatology clinic for them to investigate why I was anemic. So I was diagnosed from hematology clinic, which is the blood clinic, with anemia of chronic disease. And of course, chronic disease falls under rheumatology, which deals with all the autoimmune diseases. So I went to clinic, they ran all the tests, and then I was diagnosed in 2020.
Oh, so what is an autoimmune disease really? What does that encompass?
So basically, it's just a disease. It constitutes many other diseases, and it's the body attacking healthy cells. So your body mistakenly thinks that healthy cells are bad cells, like a bacteria or virus. So it attacks your healthy cells all the time, all day long. So that is where sometimes you feel a lupus patient, a lupus warrior, anyone with autoimmune diseases have extreme fatigue, always tired. If you sleep all the time. People think you're lazy, but you're just tired.
So people might assume you have low iron, but it's literally your body attacking itself.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And you know, the thing about lupus is that it affects everyone differently.
So what's your experience? So I'm asking you, and this might be a little invasive, right?
Because
it deals with everyone differently, right?
Correct.
What are some of the symptoms that you may present with that you may not present with? So I'll start with you.
Right, so Carice, with me, Akayla would have given you her experience, but I just started off with a simple rash. So that was in the year 2022. I was there and I said, I'm not one to get rash. I don't get no rash. Tinisha, what are you doing with that rash on your face? So I boldly barged into the health center and I said, I need a cream. I need a cream, a little ointment, because I have some rash on my face.
Yeah.
And one of the medical personnel, they are nurse. She started asking me certain questions, and I'm like, what's going on with nursing today? It was literally like, nurse.
A lot of invasive questions for a rash.
For a rash.
For a rash.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a rash. I just need a cream.
Yeah.
You know, and she started asking me certain things. So, you lost weight? I said, yes, well, you know, thing. So, what is going on? Is it that the rash scratching? So they're like, nurse, I just need a ointment for this rash. And she kept asking certain questions, and she cut to the chase after a while, because I think that she realized that Nursey rubbing me the wrong way now. But I was very polite, and she was very polite as well.
Yeah.
And she said, do you have you have lupus in the family? Let me know with confidence.
You ever heard of lupus before at that time?
Heard about it, is right. That's it.
But no experience.
Yeah, that's it. So I was there and confident as ever. I said, no, Nursey, no lupus. We have high blood pressure thing and going on, you know. And she said, okay. And she took my information and I went in to see the doctor. Lo and behold, here I am inside with the doctor. Nursey come in. Nursey come in. I said, what's going on with Nursey today? Yeah, Nursey now. Doc, I don't know if you want to screen for lupus. So doc kind of take it back, because the thing is, lupus, it is very hard to diagnose.
Very.
It is hard to diagnose. So it masks itself as different things, and sometimes you present with so many symptoms. You're like, oh, well, you have this, where as it could very well be lupus.
Yeah.
So he started watching at me now, and he said, okay, and he started asking the same questions. Are you stressed? I said, everyone in my generation stressed.
Yeah, even me, I stressed too.
Everybody's stressed. Like, come
First,
on.
everybody's stressed.
Yeah.
So like, this thing getting real weird for an ointment, for cream, you know. And he there, and to cut a long story short, he decided to screen some of the different tests, and I think that he did that because Nursey was not letting up.
Yeah.
And she was there, and he did the test. Those blood work came back terrible. Terrible.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she was on point. And I think
So essentially, when your blood work came back, what were some of the more important things that would have stood out to the doctors?
white blood cell count.
C3, C4.
Yeah.
Well, but that is not terms that
Technical
anybody.
jargon.
Yeah, exactly.
So what does that mean to the regular person?
Is a complement. Is a complement
it's a blood
protein.
correct.
Yeah, and so it came back way below
Where it's supposed to
the
be.
level.
Okay.
So it was low. It was extremely low.
Correct.
So it was extremely low.
And you could only see these things once you do that blood
That
test.
specific blood test, correct.
It's-
And then you also could do a dsDNA test, and that's test specifically for lupus as well.
So what is the dsDNA
So
test?
honestly, I cannot even say I know what a dsDNA test. All I know is they test that specifically for lupus, but it is also an additional blood test.
All right, so jumping back, you had very poor outcomes.
Yeah,
on
them
this.
blood
So
workers
what
are
was
mess.
another thing that came back in a really bad state?
One of the things that stood out, which is like, that is a telltale sign of lupus. And that's what I did not know. And that is what the nurse
So
picked up on. It was the butterfly rash. The lupus symbol all over the world is a butterfly. And it is because it is a mala. Is that the word?
it is a malarash.
Mala rash. So it is characterized right here.
So it's like butterfly wings.
So it spreads across your both cheeks.
Correct.
All right, guys at home, if you have a rash that's
Hey,
don't panic. Don't panic, please. Right?
Yeah.
But it is a sign.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right? So I'm saying don't panic, but still don't disregard, because this is important. Right?
I went for a cream.
Yeah.
Well, sweetheart,
Yeah.
you needed more than a cream.
Listen.
Right? And thank goodness so that
Nurse.
nurse, because she was very attentive.
Correct.
And we have to say
Correct.
kudos off to our departments that deal with these things, and they are paying attention.
Correct.
I went back, Caris, and I told her, thank you. Thank you so much for being attentive. Thank you for pressing. And you see what happened is, when I went to like a different clinic, dealing specifically with lupus, and they asked me, they said, so when did you present with the signs and stuff? And that was in October. And the specialist, the rheumatologist said, and it was December by that time.
You can get diagnosed.
And you have a diagnosis already?
That's good early.
Yeah, they said, what? Who did this diagnosis? And I said, the nurse. Yeah, I said the nurse. And they were like, this is the quickest that we've ever seen a diagnosis.
Yeah.
Mind you, a diagnosis usually takes sometimes 5 to 10 years.
Wow.
Sometimes people go, or they have it in childhood and they go their whole adult life and have not had a proper diagnosis, because it mimics so many diseases. They actually call it the great mimic. It mimics a lot of diseases, so you just have to make sure and test. Some people, right away, they don't really go for lupus as a test, because it mimics so many diseases.
Yeah.
So they will go for different diseases
so
first.
essentially, they kind of do a checklist and
Correct. Yeah.
cross off.
Correct.
what
So you see
doesn't
how
go.
much nursey was on point.
Yeah,
For such a quick diagnosis.
yeah.
Because mine took 2 to 3 years before I got actually diagnosed.
And that's a big time span.
And see me there in 1 month.
We're saying here, 1 month versus 3
3
4
years.
years. Yeah, that's
Correct.
a lot.
And then again, for Tinisha can't really go in the sun. Lupus affects the sunlight affects lupus patients as well, lupus warriors as well. So she can't really.
So you have to take vitamin D orally?
I take vitamin D all the time. I
Have to cover up.
sunscreen, I cover up, right? Yeah.
But it doesn't affect me in that way. So that's why we're saying it affects everyone differently.
Akayla be playing in
Yeah.
the sun, Caris. Akayla be
Yeah, I
playing
like on
in
the
the
beach
sun.
all the time.
Yeah, and I be walking and like, Akayla, the sun.
Yeah,
the
like,
sun.
yeah,
And
that's
you have to
fine.
walk with your little umbrella.
Umbrella, hat. When you say I cover down,
Yeah.
they want to know what's going on. I
It's-
cover right down.
It's so different.
yeah.
Wow. So for you, how does lupus present for you?
For me, my eyes get really red. So this is gonna be very graphic. My eyeball itself actually gets swollen as well.
As
have
in
to go-
bulbous,
Yeah,
swollen?
correct.
Yeah.
So I have to, right, so it gets swollen and then I have to take steroids for it to go away.
Okay.
So that's one of the things that present itself. The fatigue is ridiculous. It's really, really bad.
Joints.
Joint pain, muscle pain,
So you mean
headaches.
to say it's
brain
not,
fog.
It's not regular knee pain.
No, it's all the time.
That's how I met Akayla.
Yeah.
Can I remember how I met her?
Yeah, I have plantar fasciitis, so my feet, the soles of my feet hurt all the time. I can't walk sometimes. When I can't get out of bed, you get stiff joints. I forget all the time. So sometimes people will be like, "You didn't call me back." I'm like, I forgot. You didn't message me. I literally just forgot. Sometimes I'll be walking down the street and be like, "Oh my God, where am I going again?" Yeah, it's
that bad?
It's that bad. So how me and Tinisha met, right? So I work at the hospital. I'm a radiographer by profession. So Tinisha comes in for an X-ray, and I'm reading the request, and I'm seeing something pertaining to lupus.
But Akayla, wait, you have to tell them my state.
So
When
she
I come
came in with a cane.
I walk in
limping.
cane. I had a cane. I could not walk.
You
Limping.
also had that arthritis feel as well.
Yes.
Listen, I don't know what, that was the most excruciating pain.
It's
I
bad.
could not walk. I had a cane, my mom cane. And it took a lot for me to take that cane. And my mom had passed probably like 2 months before, and her cane was there, but I could not walk. I really couldn't walk, and it was so I don't know, spontaneous is the word, Caris, because it just come out of the blue. I was good.
Yeah.
I was good. I got up at night to use the washroom, and I could not walk.
Yeah.
Oh my.
It just be like that.
Yeah, and I was there. I told my husband had to lift me because I could not walk.
So there are many times I'm in bed and I have to be like, Mommy, come and help me, to literally just turn on the other side.
So
Like I will be lying on my...
can't be alone. You all have
No,
to
we
be the first to get
literally...
married. Yeah, I've never seen such a good debate, a good reason. You understand, for you all to walk down the aisle, because I don't understand.
It's bad.
So walking,
I couldn't walk.
Yeah.
I could not
pain,
walk. Yeah.
Muscle pain.
rashes, can't go in the sun.
Swollen red eyes, swollen eyes. It's photosensitivity. Sometimes you can't see, like you drive. Like there was a time I was driving, and photosensitivity just come on just like that. So I literally, the sun was affecting my eyes, so I couldn't see anything. I literally had to pull aside and wait for a while, and then like, okay, yeah, I could open my eyes now, and then I could open my eyes now, and I could continue driving. But sometimes, imagine if you're driving and then it suddenly. You can't open your eyes because the light is literally feel like it blinding. So you're like literally like, oh gosh, but you're driving on the highway. How can you can't just pull aside?
Yeah, that is
it's scary.
Dangerous.
It's scary. Yeah, and everything is kind of is like sudden.
Yeah,
it's nothing like you could say, okay, this going to happen today, or I'm going to not feel this way today. It's just sometimes you have a very good day, and then in the night, drastic change.
Yeah,
but you all look fine.
Thank you.
I appreciate that so much.
You all look and present as normal.
But that could be a double-edged sword.
Exactly.
That could be a double-edged sword. Because let me give you an example. I went to a particular division. And my ankles were hurting, like dread. It wasn't as bad as the time I met Akayla when I had to go and get the x-ray, right? Because I couldn't walk. But I was in pain, and then remember the sun affects me. Everybody know the closest park to the doors to the offices are the handicap park. So see me now park in the handicap spot, and because I know, listen, that sun looking to give me problems, and my ankle's killing me today. So that's the easiest way for me to get in and get out.
Yeah.
Here's an officer. Come, excuse me, ma'am. You can't park there. You're in the handicap spot. And I didn't know. And to me, I said, well, I have lupus. And they're like, what you have? You're looking great. What you have? You understand? So in that case, however, the officer, I think that she just wasn't trying to hear my rambling.
Yeah.
You're coming back now? I said, yeah, all right, okay. But I went to another place, a private establishment, and the officer, nothing is wrong with you. I said, my ankles, I need to go in. And he was just there like, no, you cannot park in the handicap spot. Yeah. You know, so it is really a double-edged sword. Because lupus, they actually call it the invisible disease. Yeah, so you don't see it.
So imagine having to educate people as you go along. Okay, these are the things that happen to me, and most times we have time for
nobody
all
have
of
to
that.
exactly.
Especially people that have attitude problems. They ain't trying to hear
nothing
quarter of what you have to say.
Nope.
So imagine experiencing what you're experiencing, and then you are now forced to be normal.
Correct. Correct.
That is sad.
Yeah, you see, and that is why the organization Shades of Lupus is important. You know, it's important because, and even platforms like yours, Harris, that gives us the opportunity to educate others that this is what persons with lupus face. Because sometimes you say lupus and say, hey, you know, it's about girl I'm a work who had that thing. It's all a lot of us go through.
Yeah, because I mean, I did do some research about lupus, but when you're hearing it from somebody
experiencing
from the point of view of a day-to-day, you know,
it hits different. It hits different.
Because, as I said, you all look fine, right? nobody would pick you all out in a crowd and say these two people have this issue and we should probably try to give them some
assistance in any kind of way. Yeah.
You all didn't look like your assistant, were you? I'm being very it's not so bad. But I understand the security.
But that is actually a compliment at the same time too, though.
It is a compliment, but I mean, on one hand it's like this, oh my god, I'm feeling so horrible on the outside.
On the inside.
And then looking so good on the outside, and it's like,
yeah.
But you know, Carrie,
I could just imagine you walking to the hospital with a cane.
With a cane.
And I'm like,
why she here?
And I was well dressed and good. I was looking good.
I could just imagine this. You just going
with this cane. It was
with
ridiculous. But you know, it's not always like that, It's not always like that. It doesn't always look like us. In that, it had a time I flared head to toe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Head to toe. When I say I flared, so lupus affects any organ, and the largest organ is your skin.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And like Akayla said, she don't have no skin, she's normal. But for me, it affected my skin to the point that I had head to toe sores. Head to toe. Yeah? And
like leprosy?
Yeah, I'll show you some pictures after Chris. I'll show you some pictures and you'll want to know. You would want to know who is that? I will show you some pictures when I tell you.
My
God. And so it is different, and that's why we say you don't know what day you'll have, because it could affect, while it could affect my skin, it affects someone else's kidneys.
Correct.
It affects someone else's heart.
Correct.
It affects someone else's lungs. It affects someone else's brain. You know, so it is different. That's why we say it could affect anything on any given day. Yeah. After I had the flaring of the face with the butterfly rash, I had an intense chest pain. So it was pericarditis. Intense chest pain, where I had like inflammation around the heart. And when I tell you the chest pain was intense, driving, I work in the countryside. Mm-hmm. So, you know, the country at the corners there.
Plenty.
Driving around the corner in Goodwood, and I turning the steering wheel, and I had no big truck. So you not to say that is, oh, well, you have to fix your power steering. It's nothing like that. Right? I'm driving, and just a turn, that steering wheel. Pain, I'm feeling it in my chest. I was talking like a whisper. Because if I talk too loud,
even just breathing sometimes, pressure. Like right now, I'm literally having chest pains right now, but you would never know. Yeah. It's to me, I think I've grown accustomed to masking. So I'll be in pain and I'll just be like, okay, Cakes, just breathe, just relax. Yeah, the power through. You just have to power through, and that's just life, right? So
when I met Akayla, I had an issue with that in her career. Because, and this is the thing with, you look good.
Yeah.
You look good. And because you look good, even lupus warriors, I am a person, I would encourage you. You went to the doctor.
Mm-hmm. She does.
You do your checkup.
You take your meds. You drink your water.
Yeah, that is me.
No, but that is a factor, because as she came here this evening, the first thing she was like, you know the tablets? You take yours?
Yeah.
And I guess that's pretty important, because people could tend to forget.
Yeah.
Human nature.
And you look good. Because sometimes you're looking so good, you're like, what tablet I need?
Exactly.
I looking good.
And then honestly, sometimes too, you have such a good day, a good couple of days, you like, I could go without a tablet or two.
Problem.
And then after that,
okay, so what is this medication like? What is it?
So it's called hydroxychloroquine, or Plaquenil. Hydroxychloroquine is the generic name. No, Plaquenil is the generic name. Hydroxychloroquine is the pharmaceutical name, and it's just there's 3 tablets a day. Sorry, but we have different tablets that we could take as well. It's
and
also
dosage.
And dosage is 300.
Yeah, because I do hydroxychloroquine, which it is one of the safest.
One of the safest.
But you see, the thing is with everything, and some of these medication, the side effects are worse.
Yeah.
And that is why it need a lot of research into lupus. And I can't stress on it. I always stress on this. It needs to have ongoing research.
Correct.
So that persons with lupus, we have safer drugs. That was one of the things for either this year or last year, where they said that we want to raise awareness and encourage research so that safer medication
Can be administered.
For lupus warriors, because sometimes you have the prolonged use of steroids. I was on steroids for over a year.
But you know the thing about it is, every year you keep hearing about long-term outcomes, consequences of using medications over time. Usually when they do their studies, it may not be for so long. The trials don't last that long. But if you're facing this disease, and it could be for how many years, we don't know, you're going to be dependent on some form of medication.
Of course. Of course.
What's the impact on the body? How bad can it get?
Well,
or how good can it get?
Well,
does it ever heal?
So okay, let's go one at a time, right?
So how bad can it get, and does it ever heal? Right.
So I can speak for myself, right? And I speak based on my journey. So I have used several medications over the period of my diagnosis. When I was in the height of a flare, they had to, that was the time I used the most medication, in the height of a flare. Right now, I am considered to be stable.
Amen.
Same.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah, I'm considered to be stable. So I am on hydroxychloroquine, which they consider as one of the safest drugs that a lupus patient could be on. Right? You can be on hydroxychloroquine over a period of time. There are people who on hydroxychloroquine, they say 48 years. I'm taking hydroxychloroquine and it works for me. However, with hydroxychloroquine, you have to always monitor your eyes because it deposits on the retina. Right? So for some persons it affects their sight and it could lead to blindness. So you have to stay on top of your game and you have to continually check your eyes with hydroxychloroquine.
So you have to have like regularly scheduled appointments
Correct.
with your optometrist.
So that's what you do. If you are, well, once you're on hydroxy, they will also refer you to the eye clinic. So you have to go make an appointment, go regular checkups. I think it's like every 3 months for your eye clinic. But rheumatology, once you are stable, your same is around same thing every 3 months. But if you are still in a little danger zone, then you go every month, sometimes every 2 weeks. Sometimes if you're in a height of flare, you might have to be warded. So it's different. It's different.
That's interesting. This disease almost feels modern. Is it? Is it that people will always suffer with lupus, or is it something that presented in modern day times?
So honestly, I think it has always been presented itself. I don't think it has been presented or known, the knowledge wasn't there in Tobago. So I think that's the issue. It just wasn't known locally. Because of course internationally you hear it. It has been around forever. We know Nick Cannon has it. We know Tony Braxton has it. We know Trick Daddy, Mooney Long, all these other artists, all these celebrities have it, and again they look quote unquote normal. But
Mooney,
but no.
She got in there.
She get in there, right? But she probably was in the height of flare.
Yeah, she was probably because we did see her with her face puffed up, and she has a really elongated shape.
Correct.
Facial shape.
Yeah. So it has always been around. I just think awareness was not there.
Wait, Mooney face was puffed?
Yes, sweetheart. I only saw it because of TikTok. When people were talking about it.
That's so strange because I had like a moon face. Because
it was.
What moon face?
Mooney was moon.
Yeah.
For real.
That was when I told you I was on steroids for a long period of time. And my face
wrong.
I kind of have like sharp features.
Yeah,
you
can see you have that nice high cheekbone.
Yeah,
high cheekbone, nothing. It was a full moon. It was a moon. Yeah. I tell you, Carissa showed the pictures. It was puffed. My face out. Yeah. So there are, and for some people, the side effects are really, really, really bad because there are different types of lupus. When you see lupus nephritis,
That's the worst one to me.
Okay, so tell me what's that? Because that sounds
So
very
basically,
nefarious.
that's
in
just
nature.
basically the lupus just affects the kidney. So of course you're going to kidney
Swollen
failure,
legs. So you present
Dialysis.
with
and dialysis. You end up on dialysis. Might have end stage renal disease and end up on dialysis.
end stage.
Yeah,
Girl, no.
yeah. That's, to me, that's the worst one. That is, I wouldn't say like the worst. Like, is the worst type you could get, in my opinion. In my opinion, I would say that's the worst type you could get.
Yeah, because dialysis is our.
It's already, it's, yeah,
big deal.
it's
You have to
already
do
a hard
these
thing.
These
Infusions, you have to do,
and they have to take your blood out, which and clean it,
and then put it back in.
put it back
like,
in,
come
and
on,
then you start getting osteoporosis.
process and yeah, it's bad.
Too much on the body.
So like when I first got diagnosed, my cousin was like, I really hope you don't get lupus nephritis. Hope you don't develop. And then it develops into different diseases as well. Yeah. So like if eventually, like I had
No, it's not to help me with that one because I don't want to laugh. It's not in any way funny.
Yeah.
Guys, we're having this conversation and we're just comedic in nature, right? So we're having a good kiki, but this is some serious business here, right?
yeah.
When you're talking about your bones, your joints, your skin,
Correct.
your eyes, your kidney,
your brain,
your brain, and now chest pain, right? And it just keep rolling, and you're now telling me this thing evolving like Pikachu, and this is not making sense. It's not making sense.
I developed psoriasis on my feet. How it happened? You can still see it. Still have a little bit there.
Oh my gosh, it's really a little discolored.
Yeah, and it gets really flaky. So I went to Tinisha, introduced me to this lovely doctor from a dermatologist, and she gave me, because I was trying everything. I went to multiple.
Tinisha, like she cream.
I get cream.
I don't make jokes.
I get about 3 creams.
I don't make jokes.
I get about 3 creams, and it just cleared right up. But of course, the discoloration is still there. But basically, your skin just starts to flake. It starts to get a little crusty. What's the reason? Of course, it's just lupus developing itself. Yeah,
because in the height of my flare, hair loss. You see the hair loss? This is the first time in years I am wearing my hair. I got full of hair. And even it still have some parts where, because I flared so bad, I flared in the hair.
Yeah.
So I have scarring, but my hair just had to wave it down.
Listen,
you see
the curly bangs?
No, it's
if I move my quote unquote bangs, you will see the scarring.
Yeah, we had this scars.
Yeah.
So the hair loss, you experience that. So it's a lot of things that you experience.
And even the psoriasis could be in your hair from lupus as well. It could be in your hair, it could be in your hand, it could be anywhere in your body.
Oh my
anywhere
God.
in your body.
Do you know what I don't like about what you've told me? If you are you have some paranoia going on at home, please, for the love of God, don't just assume that you have the people business.
Correct.
Right? Go to the health center, because that's your first step. Don't go straight to the hospital, because that's what we need, the people that need priority there. Go to the health center. And go to an assessment. Don't just start up saying tonight,
I had lupus, and
start to embody this thing, because we rebuke this thing in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Because this is ridiculous, frankly saying. You know, it is evolving. There's a lot of medications, because as this thing moves, you have to add more.
Correct.
You know?
It's lifelong.
It's
lifelong.
Yeah,
the only thing you can do is just manage it. It's not. It doesn't go away. It's lifelong. You can manage it on your medication. So your flares may become less. They may become less frequent. The intensity of the flare will become less.
You have to find what works.
So, but let me ask you, with this, doesn't it mean that you have to take extra care with your health?
Correct.
Like your general...
And your diet has to change completely. Don't ask me if mine's change. But yeah, that has to change completely.
You're looking to the left. You're lucky we here on this TV here recording things. But Akayla, I mean, knowing that you have those complications, it's serious.
So okay, so yes, it's serious, but I feel like you have to be real with yourself at the end of the day, right? So you can't just go from quote unquote eating junk. Well, me personally, I can't talk for everybody. I'm talking from Akayla's point of view.
Yes, Akayla's my good friend from a long time, so I'm waiting to hear what she has to say.
I can't go from eating KFC to eating broccoli overnight. I'm sorry. I
have to fight it,
but I could add broccoli into the diet slowly.
Into what, the KFC? Not into the KFC.
After the KFC, I could eat the broccoli. Like, you know, I mean, you had to kind of balance it now. So, yeah.
So you're having a balance. KFC diet.
I'm having a balanced KFC diet with broccoli and a little bit of greens, a little bit of kale. You know, we're trying. The
thing is, one of the major issues that you would face is inflammation. Inflammation
Correct.
is your enemy, right? And inflammation is one of the things that cause the joint pains, cause you to be in so much pain. Because if persons observe me, I'm always doing this. Because it's
to exercise your joints.
Because they pain in the thighs at the same time because it hurts, right?
So you have to try to get that kind of fluid to move around.
Correct.
Yeah. So I will always do this, right? And you know, I would have started doing my reading, and one of the things that is very important to manage your inflammation is your diet.
Correct.
Your diet. So having lupus, it allowed me to be even more health conscious. Yes, so I don't eat certain things. I don't drink certain things.
If Tinisha could bat away food from me, she would.
Tinisha bat it away.
She would. She would call. She'd be like, "No, Akayla, you had to eat something healthy." I'm like, "I did. I just follow it up with some fries." Like, I mean, and cheese. Like, how you gonna tell me I can't eat cheese?
I can't finish.
How can you tell me I can't eat bacon?
No, but
Akayla, stop
you know
eating that cheese.
The thing about it
Oh
is,
my gosh.
the truth, it is difficult. I'm not going to
Thank
sit
you.
down here and say that it is easy to just cold turkey cut out foods from your diet, right? If you've ever been on any kind of lifestyle change, regardless of what it is, trying to build muscle, trying to lose some fat, trying to reduce your allergies, it's hard.
It's difficult.
It's
difficult.
hard.
And that's why you need support too.
Correct.
That's why, and again, that's one of the things that we would have realized, hey, we need to get a support group going in Tobago. We need to raise our voices. We need to get the conversation
started.
Yeah, the ball has to start rolling. So let me ask about this foundation, right? Shades of Lupus. It's not the first time that we've been hearing about lupus. I mean, we've had some foundations coming in from Trinidad, but this one is homegrown.
Correct.
How you all decided to say, you know, let's start something?
So let's go back to the beginning where I met Tinisha in the hospital. So I'm like reading her request, going to do her x-ray, and I was like, "You have lupus?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I have lupus too." And we started talking. We literally talked for about an hour, comparing notes, comparing symptoms, just talking. Mind you, sorry, Scarborough General Hospital, but I had a real patient outside waiting in her, and we chatting.
It was for the greater good.
It was for the greater good. To be honest, a good came out of it. Let's be real.
Yeah.
A good came out of it. But we literally compared so much note, and we was like, yeah. Then after she left, I was like, okay, girl, you had to go. Like, I mean, I had to do my work now, you know. So she left, and then I worked with one of her colleagues, and she ended up reaching out to her, and she was like, hey, you remember that girl you were talking to about lupus?
I didn't even know her name.
And
the lupus girl.
And then she called come and was like, yeah, the girl who was talking to about lupus in the room, she want your number. I was like, yeah, go ahead, sure, give it to her. And then she called, she reached out, and she's like, hey, we have to do something.
Yeah.
And then basically that's how Shades of Lupus started.
So you all registered at NGO. It's fully registered?
We in the process.
Beautiful, because that's how you get the grant money. Yeah, and that's important.
Yeah.
That's important to get things moving and shaking. You know, there's the Digital Foundation and
Correct.
whatever grants you could get out of the
You have to talk to
THA
Carrie.
and the
Yeah,
central
definitely.
government. No, baby, no, you have to get the money moving and shaking. You can't do nothing without a cent. No, I'm very serious. I'm very serious.
Yeah.
It might sound, I mean, as I said, we may say things from a very comedic nature, but you have to have some funding and support.
Correct.
Right? It could be things in kind, donations, it could be a space to share, but if people are to gather to discuss, there has to be a space for them to do so.
Correct.
There has to be, somebody may not be able to afford a medication and you all may want to raise some
And
funds.
it happens.
You know, and the truth is, once the conversation starts, it doesn't slow down because people start sharing it along to those that may be in need, to those that you know, your friend, your family, your co-worker, yourself.
Yeah.
You might have been ignoring the symptoms and like, see me, I really want to reach out. You need the money.
Correct.
It is, I mean, it might sound bad, but you're never bad begging once you're begging for the greater good.
And
Right?
and going back to the point where some people can't afford the medication because not all the time you get it at the pharmacy in the hospital.
So it's not covered under CDAP?
It is, but it runs out because it's not the only disease that uses hydroxychloroquine.
Oh.
I was buying hydroxychloroquine for a long time. I had to purchase.
How expensive it is.
Well, one card, not for me, it's not too bad.
One card is for a week, by the way.
I work, so right. So I take 2 a day, and one card is for 5 days, and one card is the cheapest I found it in Tobago because there is $45 for a card.
But there are some people
that
who
rack up because if we're saying it's $45 because
you have 3 cards in a box.
3 cards in a box.
3 cards in a box.
And so she takes 2 per day. I take 3 per day. So imagine.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So then they
You like to take 3 per day?
Yeah, they put me on 3 per day.
I like that fear. Hydroxy better. Sorry guys, we didn't get to catch up in our while about all the medication front now. Yeah.
But okay, so in general, over the course of the month, you may need between 2 to 3
boxes.
2 to 3 boxes. Okay.
So that's $45 by 3.
So that's $1,620 to the year, and if you're not working and you don't have the money,
And that's the cheapest.
and that's it. So you're all using the generic.
Yep.
All right.
So let's just say, because I remember buying a box, and that was earlier when I first started. So let me say 2020, 2021, my box was $325. A box.
Oh, how many cards are in the box?
3. That was in Trinidad, by the way. It wasn't even over here. So
So
imagine.
over here it's a little cheaper then. Just a
Well,
bit.
if you
45,
it's according
45.
to where you go.
Yeah.
It's according to where
So
you go.
it varies.
It
So
varies.
this price could
It could
flare up.
Correct.
My God.
So sometimes it drops, sometimes it raises. So it fluctuates.
When you get it on a CDAP, you have to have a prescription.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to get tested for me, please. Go and get tested for me, please. And TRHA, you all have some money. How much the health secretary said was in her budget? 45
I don't know the
million. I just watched the news. Former journalist, I don't look at the news. She said 45 million, 45 around that range to spend for the month. They need the hydrochloroquine.
Hydroxychloroquine.
I risk got on it one time.
One time. Just
say Plaquenil. Just say Plaquenil. We safe.
Dr. Brebner is what? No, we have to talk about it.
It's important.
It is.
It's important.
Yeah.
And since we have been talking about it, Shades of Lupus, we on social media and stuff, I would have people calling me. Everybody call me TC, TC, I have a friend who experiencing this, that way thing, and I'm not a doctor.
Exactly.
But I would tell them, I would give them advice.
Yeah.
I say, listen, you could go and check it out, but one of the greatest, don't panic.
Yeah.
Don't panic. and you keep positive.
Yeah.
Keep positive. You need people, because sometimes friends are calling me and telling me about it. I say, be a good friend.
Yeah.
Be a good friend to your friend. You know, be positive. Guide them, tell them, hey, go and check it out. Let me hope it's not that.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't, but even with a diagnosis, there is no doom and gloom.
Correct.
Yeah. You have to stay positive because you express oftentimes what's going on mentally, physically.
Yeah, definitely.
And you don't want to take matters from where it's at currently to a worse circumstance.
So stress is the worst enemy to lupus.
Yeah.
And how can you tell me not to stress? How can you tell me not to worry? I mean, we of course try not to stress, trying to worry about the littlest things, but if I just worry about why eating today, the simplest things, it manifests physically.
And that's why your circle is important in lupus. Your circle, the people who you surround yourself with. And when I say your circle in lupus, you know, some of us have a dot as a circle.
Yeah.
You can't have that in lupus.
Yeah.
You cannot have that. Because your circle have to encompass your workplace.
Correct.
Your co-workers should know, hey, I have co-workers. I'm a lab technician, right, by profession. And in the height of my flair and going back out to work, I would have co-workers. So I'm a lab technician that work with plants. So I clone plants. I don't work in the hospital. So I would be cloning plants all day. I work in a laminar flow hood, nice enclosed space, and I'm in that sterile area all day. Sometimes you lose track of time. I have co-worker would come and knock on the glass. Your medication.
Oh, beautiful.
They'll knock on the glass. I warm up your lunch. Come out, I warm up your lunch. Come out.
Yeah.
That is circle.
Correct.
That is
support
circle.
and support.
Yeah. You know, I would have, from the time when I was in the height of the flare again, and the sun, I have a coworker who I would beg a drop. Listen, he backing straight up in the yard. For me.
Beautiful.
You understand? And that is what I say. You can't have a dot.
Correct.
You have to have a full circle. It must be 360. Your church, if you're somebody, wherever you worship, they should be in your circle as well.
So this is not something that you take on your hide. Because if we're being realistic, because we're talking, right?
Correct.
If we're being realistic, this thing could present in any way, shape, and form at any time. You really don't know what's coming today for tomorrow, right? If you're the person, you're introverted and you don't like talking your business, because you know we in Tobago, they don't like people in my business, right?
It would be hard.
You will have a rough time.
So my facial expression is my facial expression, because only this year when we launched, our launch was in May. Only about... Before that, only my immediate family and my closest friends knew. No one else knew. It's only after that I was like, okay, Kicks, you had to talk. You had to say something. You had to bring some kind of awareness to it. You have to, because of course, when I'm in work and I'm in pain, and if nobody knows, and I sit down for a while, they will be like, she has people to do. So people had to know. So they'll be like, okay, you're seeing them for a while. It's right. Let me do your patience so you fall a little bit. But again, I'm still trying to get out of that secret society kind of behavior where I am not telling people, or even I will just try to hide the pain or the symptoms so I don't burden other people, because that's my biggest thing. I hate feeling like a burden to others, right? So I would literally just not say nothing, and then when
everything.
Try to eat the pain.
Yeah, I would literally eat the pain.
So, Kayla, ever consider therapy? I mean, you might need to work
so
on some
honestly, I
skills.
was referred. I was referred to my rheumatologist. I went one day, and he did not give me some answers that I liked. So I was like, okay, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this again.
Yeah.
But I think I honestly do think I need to go back for sure.
Yeah.
I went,
for sure.
and I think that is why I cope well.
Yeah.
I cope well, and it is because I accessed the services
Offered.
of what was offered to me, and I was open-minded to it.
Beautiful.
Because even with the Division of Health, they offer free counseling services, and I went there and I only have good things to say about them. I only have good things to say about them. I went and it really helped me to navigate that period of no diagnosis. And the other thing is I farm. You hear I tell you I can't go in sun.
Yeah. So early morning before the sun is out.
Yeah, but that is not even sufficient time.
Yeah.
You know, and then no stress. I manage a farm. I go in and farm. So now here I am feeling almost hopeless. But I would have accessed the services, and that is why I'm telling you that your circle cannot be a dot. It needs to be a full circle. I have church members who, when they travel, they bring back my sunscreen, and I can't go and use banana boat. I don't use banana boat to carry some joy.
Yeah,
joy.
Well, I know the worst friend by Neutrogena.
You good. You know, but I'm telling you, I have church members who are going away. You need your sunscreen.
Yeah.
Sometimes I days at a time, girl, I buy 2 sunscreen. Money was tight. And it's sunscreen expensive. It's La Roche-Posay.
In the blue.
So you know.
It's expensive.
So you know.
It's a day, and one of my church members and them, she outside. So hear me now. She said, Tini tell me saying you need any sunscreen. Hear me? Yeah, I go send. However, things tight. So I buy 2 small ones. Because she messaging, the thing come, don't forget I leave in thing, whatever. To take shame out of my eye, I say, let me order 2. Or when she come, she send the sunscreen with her mom for me. What's that? All I follow is the sunscreen.
Bless the Lord.
Yeah, me, I say, oh God, how much money on me?
You don't have that.
Yeah, me, how much for the sunscreen? I said, it's not swallow, not order. It's not swallow. Yeah, she killed me like that. I said, no, boy, didn't need them there. We have to do a little bit more. The circle, and we have to. It have nice people around, you know.
Correct.
Yes.
We can't
and
be
you just
out
have
here.
to trust that people would show up for you.
Because you show up for others.
Correct.
Exactly.
You can't expect what you don't give.
Correct.
You can't expect that from people. People would see you, and people would see you being genuine, showing up for them, assisting them. And in your time and you don't want to talk.
Yeah. You don't want to help. You can't do nothing.
I'm telling you, Akayla, go help people write down. Don't help people and she ain't eating. She did. And I like,
you can't do that.
I'm big on not pouring from an empty cup or a dwindling cup. Like, you cannot help others if you yourself.
It's so hard for me.
If you're in need of help, you cannot. The thing about it, right, kids?
Yes.
Akayla, you're here and I'm hearing the justification coming in, so I'm trying to dwindle that one time, right? The truth about it is, you have to remember your why on one end, right? You have something that is challenging to you, right? And this is not a joke, right? You alone know what you face on a day-to-day, right? People that come and see you may need something of you, and if you do not have it to give, trying to take what you have left is not going to help you. It's like you're driving your nice little Nero going down the road and you know your gas light on E. Would you let a man come with a hose and chuck it in the tank and pull out what is left in there? No. So sometimes no is vital. Because if you are not able to say no, there are going to be times that you will be on a mission, a suicide mission, if you cannot say no. So as my sweet darling friend, you have to work on that no.
On my nose.
Yeah. I could do it for she in the interim.
Well, I can do it for she.
Tinisha don't play. Tinisha don't play.
And you see the thing about it is, everybody would make their circumstance feel more important than
what
yours.
I'm here.
I know I'm preaching here about other things, not necessarily you, but somebody who this is for you. Anyway, your circumstance might be critical,
correct,
and you are bending over backwards trying to assist somebody else.
Yeah.
And sometimes where they are at in their circumstance, because you are presenting well,
they're not even noticing.
They're not thinking I should have belly up.
Correct.
And the reason why I'm saying this, I remember at some point in this year, I went to the hospital, right? Sick like a dog all day. I don't look. One thing I don't look like, my little sister told me I don't ever look broke, and the other one is that I don't ever really look sick. So I always looking cute going where I'm going, right, unless I really do business, right? So I was sick all day at work, sick. And I said to my dad, "Here now, I need you in the calmest voice ever. Could you please take me to the hospital? That's something like sick people. Me ain't balling for Lord and God, oh God.
Yeah.
I ain't good. I feel it. No.
Help me.
Could you please take me to the hospital? I'm not feeling well." Simple so. He said, "You serious?" I used to tell you how bad it is for them to be asking me yes, I'm serious. I would like to go to the hospital. And I said, sweet. Another staff that was working with us, he fell ill at work. Called hollering.
Drama then.
Bawling. Had to go hospital. My father said, "You too?" Oh my God.
Staff is
All
me.
right.
I am staff.
Let me try to assist the staff. I felt sick. Went on. I usually keep a little backpack just in case or whatever, you don't know.
Right.
And I said, let me just stop and get my keys. Give my keys to my dad. And to the hospital we went. When I reached the hospital, the young man used down to my scarf. The food that came for me from relative, he eat it. Guess who they want?
Him. You.
Me. Not
just drama in them.
Watch now. Drama talk my ball out.
Wow.
He had to get injection. I took 4 injections. And he was sitting right there, asking me to contact his mother for him.
That's right.
Right? I had to call his mother. The food come to the hospital for me. He eat it. The scarf that I had to keep myself warm.
He take it.
Me too,
Because he's skinny and I anemic. Right? He's skinny and I anemic, and this fatty is a style. Ladies and gentlemen, just aesthetics, right? So it is to tell you that when you're there and you're pouring from your empty cup, they warded me. They warded me in the cold SGH.
It cold.
Cold. Right? They warded me. And he was sent with a note to go home and take
paracetamol.
Paracetamol. And I think he probably got one wrong, the antibiotic.
Wow.
I got intravenous antibiotic. I got oral antibiotic. I had to come back and get another wrong. And that is to tell you how bad it was.
Yeah.
So I'm not talking from wanting to talk about that.
Correct.
If you know that you don't have it to give,
just don't give it.
Don't give it. You speak, you communicate. Yeah. You understand? You communicate as best as you can, and you have to let the chips fall where they may. Right? But back to lupus. I want to ask you all to share the foundation's contact numbers with us, because there's somebody out there that will be looking at this program that may need to give it to someone that they know, or may need to write it down.
Fair enough.
Right? So share with me how we can get in contact with you all and all the good stuff.
All right, so our phone number is 773-4SOL. So that's 773-4SOL 4765. Instagram and Facebook is the same, Shades of Lupus Tobago, and that's it. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We also on TikTok, Shades of Lupus as well.
Right, guys, I'll make sure that this podcast is available as a resource for you all. You all can take your time, you could look at it, you could share it with your friends and family. Do ensure to follow Tenreso or Tenaciously Resolute podcast on all platforms. The clips will also be available on TikTok, so you can share those around too. This is very important, guys. we need to bring awareness to these diseases, especially the ones that don't present in person. It's essential. It is essential, right? So guys, thank you for coming out. This podcast was quite informative and funny. I had a grand old time with you. I could come to your meetings. I know I don't have lupus.
That's fine.
This was really, really good.
We have groups for allies.
Yes, they could join the allies group.
Yeah, I could definitely, and you all could come back anytime and put your ad out.
Sure.
I'll let you know that from jump, right?
Can we just plug right now?
Sure, go ahead.
So we plug in our Sip and Paint. It's Sip, Sing and Paint. It's on December 4th at Anchor's Barn Grill. It's only $2.50 for a ticket. It's food inclusive. You have to purchase your drinks at the bar, however. All materials are provided. It's going to be facilitated by Susie Alfred.
Beautiful. All right, guys. So today we heard a lot. We learned a lot. And support the people that you know that have lupus. It is essential.
Correct.
So guys, that's it from us here at the Tenaciously Resolute set. We had a grand old time today, and I hope that I see you back next week for another episode of the podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow us on all pages. See you all next week. Bye. Welcome to the Tenaciously Resolute podcast.